Hey everyone, how's it going? We got ourselves a bit of a stream today, talking about your guys' Nintendo Direct predictions. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people wondering, what do I think? I'm actually planning an impromptu discussion video being recorded tonight with a special guest. So I'm going to get a lot of my predictions and thoughts out then. We'll obviously cover some thoughts now because you guys are going to have questions about some things, but I will be having a full-blown discussion video going up probably late tonight or early tomorrow morning. It's being recorded tonight, so kind of depends on the editing schedule here. We just had a $1 tip right off the bat from John. Thank you so much. We're going to crack a beer here because it's celebration time, guys. It's been 1 year and like 4 or 5 months. Let me think. Hold on, let me do the math in my head here. Actually, you know what? Why do it in my head? It's going to be 531 days. So, since the last major Nintendo Direct. So if we go 531, divide that by 7, that gives you 75 weeks. It's been 75, almost 76 weeks. Almost 76 weeks since the last major Nintendo Direct. So cheers, John. Thank you so much for that $1 tip. All right. So we have a lot of people here in the chat. I'm going to try to shout out everyone as before we go here. Because I like to shout out as many people as I can at the beginning of every stream. So we got Ella Schmidt, Pizza Time, Mac Main, Dominic Game, Binks, Darren Flufflet, Jason MG99, CJ 2005, Topinator, Johnson K27, Qwerty the Birdie, Greg Man, Mr. Weirdo Man. Let's see here. Little Boy, Gabriel the Paper Master, the 8th Arc. Let's see here. Iron is here. Jamanda Pop is here. Noah Sunderland. Gavin is here. Eric Johnson. John is here. Alex Boswell. Austin 980. Super Mario. Dean and Josh Productions. Clayton Saint CYR. Nathan Games YT. Riley Dakotu. Let's see here. There's so many names to get through here. Ayazana the Wolf. ASMR. The Artisan. Franklin Cypher, James Devons, I am Catman is here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. J_EXE, Sonic Master Slayer, Churros is here. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Milk Time is here. Power Cutter Boom is here. We got Oof is here. Elena Speechery is here. Ben Studios is here. Wispy 660. Power Cutter Boom as well. Ruben LOL. Brett Cummings is here. Let's see here. OJ's still on YouTube. He's actually more successful now than he's ever been. In case you don't pay attention. I know you're not a fan of him. Dylan Pink is here. Matthew something. And we have a $20 Australian super chat popping off. Says, shot or not. You know we're doing a shot for that. You know my opinion on this, but it's your choice. I'll be nice to you, man. Thark, I'll be nice. I know, like, you're like, oh, don't do shots. I'll just do a little beer shot for you. All right. We'll make it light. We'll make it light despite the 20. I won't go with something stronger. I still have a workout today, by the way. I got a 2-hour workout going on. I leave here in about 90 minutes, so you guys can kind of guess how long the live stream is going to be, and then I go work out. So. Yeah, we're just going to do some light beer today. I'm not going to do anything heavy. Don't want anything that's going to weigh me down while I'm working out. But thank you so much, the Etheric, for your $20. I'm assuming you're super excited about this Nintendo Direct. Let me keep shouting people out here. Matthew Jolly is here. Jacket J, Ning Cobra, Christopher Lockhart. Let's see here. Tony Kanemi Kuran is here. Edward Norton is here. David the Bear, Stormex Quick, Nin Kevin 601. Try not to get any. Oh, hey, we got another. What about Ratchet and Clank for Smash? Oh man, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Ratchet and Clank for Smash? Why not? Why not Ratchet and Clank for Smash? Thank you so much, CRM Doodle Bump, and that is your shout out, man. I don't think Ratchet and Clank's gonna come to Smash because it is a Sony owned character, and Sony is very protective of their IP. This is why you're probably not gonna see Kratos from God of War or anything. The best you can hope to see is Crash, because Sony doesn't control Crash. And Crash Bandicoot used to be like that mascot we all associated with Sony, but technically was not a Sony character. We just associated it that way as kids. But yeah, I don't think Ratchet and Clank, which is wholly owned by Sony, it has any shot. I don't think any Sony game will ever be any Sony IP will ever appear in Smash until I don't know, Sony decides that they stop caring about competition. But thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. I want to make sure I get the rest of people's shout out here. We had IH is here. Masame is here. Edward Vega. Neil Agasto. Excuse me. Adani Lopez is here. The Game Geek. Tony Konami Curran is here. Cam Natel Miles. Let's see here. Solomon Caesar is here. Cole J. Ruben LOL. Larry Bates 07. Gamertag GT. R is here. AI is here. Lots of people. Bweezy Bird, man. We got a lot of people here at the stream. People are hyped, man. Nintendo Direct. Mr. Big T. Gimlo. Man, I can't wait to see dude, how many live streamers are we gonna, or how many of you guys watching right now are gonna join me? Tomorrow I'm live streaming, reacting to this. We're starting a 1 hour pre-show, and then going to be doing the actual full direct live reaction. So I hope you guys tune in for that tomorrow. Hopefully a lot of you guys plan to show up for that. Let's see here. Austin 980 is here. Mitchell Gatsky. Man, the list just goes on and on. The Amazing Raptor. VG Buzz. Game Stoic. Sav Vasquez is here. Excited to catch the direct tomorrow. Hoping to see Mario Kart 9, at least new tracks, or Mario Kart 8 to re-inject it with new content. A Beautiful Joe or Breath of the Wild 2. So yeah, I think I'm caught up to the chat finally. So what are your guys' thoughts on the direct? Ping me in the chat. Tell me your predictions. Ping at Nintendo Prime. Whoop whoop! Brian C. Popping off with the $20 super chat. If it even went through. So there's been this weird thing with super chats, right? I don't know what's been going on, but like, I've not been getting some super chats. I don't know if like YouTube, because YouTube will take the super chat away if you use naughty language in it. They'll just keep the money for themselves. It's stupid. So like when I go through my super chat revenue, right? So I got the $20 Australian, the £2, the £2 or €2 or whatever from CMR Doodle. That gives me $18.33 in super chat revenue. Then I get this $19.99 super chat from Brian C. But my super chat revenue didn't budge. I'm still at $18.33. So, let me check Streamlabs. Maybe Streamlabs will have it more up to date, because for some reason YouTube is not updating that stuff very well. Anyways, we got that. I don't want to waste too much time on that. For that $20 one, you know what? I'll give you a little rum chata. It's all right. I can do one shot of rummy. It's like 115 calories for this one shot. But, you know, I'm going to be hitting the burn hard today. I'm hoping to burn a good 600 to 700 off today. So, and today is a fasting day, so literally liquids are it. I'm not really gonna have hardly any calories at all today, so it's not too shabby for me to have one. All right, directs are real hype, dude. Directs are real hype, man. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully that super chat actually goes through on YouTube's back end, because who the hell knows at this point. I lost faith and trust in YouTube a long time ago with anything. We do have a direct donation link obviously down in the description as well for people who want to support our new audio equipment. And Streamlabs is showing the full 3832 on Super Chat, so who the hell knows. All right. So people are pinging me in the chat. The 50 minutes is going to be dedicated to a Nintendo Prime documentary. Yeah, okay. Bink says, we were definitely getting Smash, so I'd say King Arthur, as well as Breath of the Wild 2 and Bayonetta 3, along with some smaller games and maybe a new game. That's what I think. Ruben, LOL, Sonic Adventure Bundle plus Sonic Adventure 3. Mr. Weirdo Man, predictions are a new Smash character. Well, I mean, I think... Okay, so they mentioned Super Smash Bros. By name. I think it's safe to say we're getting a Smash character reveal. Now, I don't think they're actually going to spend a ton of time on it. But I do think they're going to like mention it and say, hey, look, Sakurai is going to do like one of those Sakurai Presents later. I think that's fair. I don't think they're going to waste a ton of time on it. They mentioned there's going to be updates on currently existing games. You guys could safely presume that means an Animal Crossing update, whether it's a new update or possibly DLC. I also think it's pretty safe to presume there'll be Age of Calamity DLC. They've done DLC for every single, like, Fire Emblem Warriors, other Warrior games, Hyrule Warriors. All of them have gotten pretty beefy DLC. I think it's safe to say we're going to get Age of Calamity DLC. It's the best-selling Warriors game ever created. They're going to have beefy DLC coming out for that. So I think those are 3 games that when they talk about how existing games, it might just be those 3 games that get existing DLC or content updates. So that's just something to throw out there. Let's see here, because again, they did say updates to existing games. So, let's see here. Predictions: new Smash character, a Pokemon Diamond Pearl remake, a Mario announcement of some type, and my personal favorite, a Kirby announcement. Since Hal mentioned new 2021 games in 2020, there's also like a new Kirby game every year. New Kirby something. Like what was last year's game? I have it on my Switch. Kirby Clash or whatever the hell it was. I have it on my Switch. There's been so many Kirby games I can't even keep up. We have a $6.06 very unique donation amount from Masame saying, I feel like the Switch Pro is possible given the length of the Direct and how Nintendo is hyping it. Well, first off, Nintendo isn't hyping this Direct any different than they hype any other Direct. All right? They give us a day notice. They tweet it out. They put up the live stream ready to go. And that's it. Nintendo doesn't really do anything else. They're hyping this the same way they hype partner showcases, minis, indie worlds. Like, they're not really hyping it any different than they hype any other. The hype level is so high. Cheers, by the way. The hype level is so high because they look at this as it's 50 minutes. It's our first normal Nintendo Direct. Say normal. We have to have caveats. We had a bunch of Directs last year. But they were either individual games directs, anniversary directs, partner showcase directs, indie worlds. We had one Nintendo Direct mini, but again, it was a mini. We haven't had anything that's just straight up called just a Nintendo Direct, right? We had the Super Mario World Nintendo Direct. We didn't have just something that's just a Nintendo Direct. No pretext, no post-text, no subtext. Just Nintendo Direct. Has not happened since September 4th of 2019. Since before I had a heart attack. For those who don't know, I had a heart attack in October of 2019. It feels like a coon's age ago. Like forever ago. I weighed over 300 pounds. In fact, you want to know how much weight I lost? You see this shirt I'm wearing? This is a triple X shirt. I do not wear triple X's anymore. Let's just look at how big this thing is on me. The last time there was a Nintendo Direct, I was a big boy. Let's just stand up and look at this. Hold on. All right, so, like, you can already tell it's wider than my body. But, like, look at this from the side, right? Like, this is how much room. This shirt was tight on me at the last Nintendo Direct. It was out to here at the last. I mean, look at this. Look at where it is now. And look where it used to be. Look at this. Look where it used to be. Like, this shirt is, this thing's like a dress. It's like a dress on me right now. It's so huge. Because I've lost over 100 pounds since the last Nintendo Direct. That's how long it's been. I was a big, roly-poly-oly boy rolling down the street, setting myself up for a heart attack last time there was a Direct. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's been so long. So I say get as hyped as you guys want. Do it. Hype it up. Get hyped because it's been that long. It's been since before I had a damn heart attack, which feels like a whole new lifetime ago. Like, let's go, baby. Let's freaking go. What percentage each existing game content, new games we already know about, and new games don't we know about, do you think the Direct will consist of? Well, it's 50 minutes. I think we're going to get about 15 minutes of that is going to be 15 minutes is going to be, I think, dedicated to content for existing games. So Smash character reveal, Age of Calamity DLC, maybe official DLC for Animal Crossing, not just an update, something like that. I think about 15 minutes, about 5 minutes each, or maybe they'll slip one other game in that 15 minutes, but that'll be then. I think in terms of content we know about in addition to that, I think probably another 15 minutes spent on games we already know about. So like Bravely Default 2, new Pokemon Snap, probably, sorry, I'm slipping around, Monster Hunter Rise, something like that. There'll be like 15 minutes spent on games that we already know about, including maybe even Crash Bandicoot 4, all that jazz. They'll kind of pack all the games that we already announced are coming in the next 4 or 5 months. They're going to pack that in about 15 minutes. And then I think the last 20 minutes are going to be spent on whatever new things they're talking about. And the new things, like people are all like, oh, well, they're not going to talk about Breath of the Wild 2. They're not going to talk about Mario Kart 9. Those are going to be games they release later in the year. Are they? Are they? We only have major releases through April. Why can't we have a major release in May? Why can't we have a major release in June? It's not like Nintendo hasn't done that before with things like Splatoon. Like, we have seen major releases early in the year. With Animal Crossing, like, land in March or whatever, or February, whatever it landed last year. Like, seriously, who's to say we're not getting more major games, like 2 more big games we don't even know about yet, happening in May and June? In addition to the high likelihood that Nintendo's going to tease something for later this year. They do it every single, if you go back and look at the history of just standard Nintendo Directs, that you just call Nintendo Direct. You don't call it anything else. No subtext, no post-text, just Nintendo Direct. All of them have had at least one tease for a game that was outside of the window of what that Direct says it covers. Oh, we're only covering the next 3 months. Oh, we're only covering the first half of the year, second half of the year. But there's always been at least one game that's teased that goes beyond that period. I think we're going to get 2 or 3 games teased that go beyond that period, because think about it like this. What the hell is Nintendo working on? If you think about the games we know about, how many of them does Nintendo actually develop themselves? They don't make Monster Hunter Rise, that's Capcom. They aren't making Bravely Default 2, that's Square Enix. They're not making new Pokemon Snap, that's all the Pokemon Company and whoever they hired to do that. I forget, I know we know what studio it is, but it's not a Nintendo-owned studio. Okay? So those are the 3 big games coming up. Nintendo has nothing to do with them besides publishing. They didn't make the game. All right? Think about other games, like Bayonetta 3. Again, made by Platinum Games. Nintendo didn't make that game. The only Nintendo-made games we know are coming are Metroid Prime 4, made by Nintendo's Retro Studios, wholly owned, and then Breath of the Wild 2, made by the Zelda team and probably that team from Monolith Soft, and who knows, maybe Grezzo helping out as well. We don't actually know anything beyond games that have been announced for years that Nintendo's working on. I want you guys to let that sink in for a moment. When you look at this 50-minute Nintendo Direct, why are they making a Nintendo Direct? That is the longest a Nintendo Direct has ever been, outside of the last time we got a mainline Nintendo Direct before the launch of Nintendo Switch. There was an early Direct in 2017, before the launch of Switch, that was 50 minutes long. That's the last time we had a 50-minute Nintendo Direct. It was before Switch came out. And that Direct was a banger. So many games shown off for Switch. It had something like 18 to 20 major games shown off for Switch in that 50-minute Direct. Outside of that, we have never had a Direct this long before. Ever. It's never happened. The closest we have had is a 45-minute Direct for E3. And you guys know the E3 Directs are always hype. There's always big announcements at the E3 Directs. So we're talking about a Direct that's longer than E3 and the longest that it's existed since before the Nintendo Switch came out. Yeah, get freaking hyped. They're going to talk about something. Nintendo has kept everything they're actually working on internally close to the vest. What were the last two releases that Nintendo had a hand in? Okay, a Wii U port that had new content with Bowser's Fury. All right. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Age of Calamity wasn't made by Nintendo. That was made by Koei Tecmo. what the hell have Nintendo's core development teams been doing? Obviously, a lot of something, because we haven't really had anything from them since, like, a new game. Like, what? Are we going all the way back to Paper Mario last summer? Is that, like, the last Nintendo, like, core-made game? Was Paper Mario last summer? Think about how little we know about what Nintendo is actually working on. And then consider they're giving us a 50-minute Nintendo Direct. They clearly have a lot to get off their chest and get us hyped for. Yes, they're going to temper it. They're going to be like, hey, we're going to talk about, games that are already out and DLC for those games. And we're going to talk about, obviously games that are already announced. Like, we're going to do that. But Nintendo's got quite a few bullets in the chamber if they just want to let them out and let us know what's going on. So let's see here. What percentage of each existing game content, new games? Okay, I already went over that one. Scrolling down. I know the chat's like way ahead of where I'm at. And I know my belly showed for a brief moment on stream. Sorry about that. If I scarred anyone, I apologize. Pokemon's 25th birthday announcement will finally get confirmation of the long-awaited remake. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear much about Pokemon besides maybe the new Pokemon Snap. I don't think we're going to hear much about Pokemon because the 25th anniversary of Pokemon stuff begins like next week. So I think they're going to just save all Pokemon announcements for then. Plus, the Pokemon company has always kind of done their own thing. They don't really care about Nintendo Directs. They just do their own spiel. So I fully expect that to be a thing next week. Maybe an update on adding Mario Galaxy 2. I know a lot of people have been wanting that since 3D All-Stars didn't have Galaxy 2. But again, that's another port. What about new games? I'm more interested. I want to hear about the current games and new DLC, but I want to hear about some new games. Even heck, we haven't even seen Metroid Prime 4. They say it exists, but does it? Last time we heard about it, they rebooted development, so I have a little hard time with my faith in that. Sonic Fan 11589 says, "Congrats on the weight loss. You want to do what's best for you, your family, your friends, and fans. Keep it up. Progress is progress." Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that. It could be a Mario Galaxy 3 or a Mario Odyssey 2. Mario Odyssey 2 is obviously possible. I mean, why not? Why not have a Mario Odyssey 2? Mario Odyssey sold like 20 million copies, guys. 20 million. You can't tell me that that's not ripe for our second game. Now, it's not going to sell as well. Traditionally, direct sequel Mario games don't sell as well as the original. You go back to even just more recently with like Galaxy 1 versus Galaxy 2. Galaxy 1 outsold Galaxy 2. But Galaxy 2 still sold pretty well. I predict an Odyssey 2 would probably become a 10 million seller. I don't think it's going to hit 20. But 10? Absolutely. But who knows? Nintendo thinks we're only halfway through the Switch's life cycle. We're just entering year 5. That's right, year 5. Everyone's like, we're entering year 4. Do the math again. 2017 to 2018, year 1. 2018 to 2019, year 2. 2019 to 2020, year 3. 2020 to 2021. That's March 3rd of 2020 to March 3rd of 2021. That's year 4. The moment we hit March 4th, we're in the 5th year of Switch, baby. 4 years are in the rearview mirror as of March 4th. So, get hyped because that's what we have to look forward to. Is we are entering year 5 and Nintendo's like, we're only halfway done. So there's another 4 or 5 years to go with Switch if we're to believe Nintendo. So how do I know? Maybe I'm underselling how well these games would sell. Because Nintendo's momentum isn't going anywhere. 26, 27 straight months as the number 1 selling system in the NPD report. Doesn't happen by accident. We got Nintendo Talk up in here saying, any chance they show Animal Crossing stuff? Usually Animal Crossing has their own trailers. I do think there's a chance they show up Animal Crossing DLC. I don't think Nintendo has any issue showing up Animal Crossing in a direct situation. They've actually done it with Animal Crossing New Horizons in the past. They just didn't do it last year. But obviously, we know there's been pandemic and lots of complications to do that. Hey, and look, that recent hiring post that Nintendo said, hey, we're hiring people to like work potentially on like live action Nintendo Direct scenes. Hey, it turns out that Nintendo wasn't done with Directs. I even was starting to question if Nintendo was done with Directs. They're not. They're not. Here we go. And Nintendo, are you a verified account? Is that why you're so special with your little check mark by your name? Are you one of those verified YouTubers now? I don't even know how you get verified these days. I think I applied for it a long time ago, and they just don't care about me. Steady Dragon. They might show a trailer number 2 for Breath of the Wild 2, but the game definitely isn't coming out until 2022. I just don't see Breath of the Wild 2 in 2021. Now, I have a question. I don't know if Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year, but it's a sequel. It's not a new art style. It's not a new engine, and it's in the same Hyrule. If they can't pull that off, in what? We know they've at least been working on it since the end of 2017. If they can't pull that off in 3 years, then how the hell did we get Majora's Mask in a year? How the hell did we get, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks 2 years apart? Like, I honestly think that it's very likely it can come this year. Very likely, because there's no reason really for it not to, unless they just have too many bullets in the chamber for 2021 and they want a big game to kick off 2022. But what do I know? I'm just one person. Sorry, I'm texting my fiance. She's upstairs taking a shower right now, I think. Let's see. We got F-Zero. People want F-Zero. I really want Pikmin 4. Mario and Luigi. Another Mario and Luigi game. Metroid 5 to tie us over to Metroid Prime 4. There's been some rumors floating out there about a 2D Metroid game possibly existing. So I'm not going to rule that out. Majora's Mask had less stuff than Breath of the Wild. Absolutely Majora's Mask. But Majora's Mask also took place in an entirely new area. They had to make a whole new area for that game. They don't have to make a whole new Hyrule for Breath of the Wild 2. Now, a lot of us are hoping they're going to do a lot with it, but we don't really know. We don't know. You got to remember, a majority, I don't know if people understand this, a majority of Breath of the Wild's development that took 5 years. Remember, they spent almost 6 years on Breath of the Wild's development. The last year was just porting the game. So they spent about 5 years on the core development of Breath of the Wild. 3 of those years was spent fleshing out the art style and building the engine. That's it. It took 3 years to do that. We know this from developer interviews. So knowing it took 3 years to build out the engine, but only 2 years to build the game once that was done, it seems pretty reasonable that in 3 years they can, with the same engine and the same art style, get a game out, even with COVID. I'm just saying, it seems pretty reasonable to me when you consider what took so long to make the last Zelda game and the fact that that doesn't have to happen this time. But we'll see. Again, I don't know. I obviously just have my high hopes up because I'm a big Zelda guy and I want it to land this year. And it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda, and it would make a lot of sense for it to land on the 35th anniversary. I'm hopeful that we see a Zelda collection of some kind, potentially an adult timeline collection. There's a possibility to see a lot of Zelda content on Switch this year. Yep, with the 35th anniversary of Zelda, I think a lot of people are expecting to see Zelda stuff, even if it's not Breath of the Wild 2. There could be a separate Zelda Direct as well. They could tease and point to that Zelda Direct during this thing as well. I mentioned that in my Nintendo Direct video that, hey, they could just be like, hey, here's a trailer for something Zelda. By the way, we have more Zelda stuff to announce in a future 35th anniversary Direct happening in March or whatever. I think that is something that could happen. Or they could just announce it all here. Who knows? I have no idea how Nintendo's approach will be to this and how it will compare to what they did with Mario's 35th anniversary. But they're going to do something. They've done something major for the 20th, 25th, and 30th anniversary of Zelda. So they're going to do something. I don't know what, but they celebrate the Zelda anniversary every time. So every 5 years, anyways, since we hit 20. They didn't really celebrate 15. I don't remember anything they did specifically for 10, but I was a kid back then. But I don't remember them doing anything for 15. It feels like everything kind of started with the 20th anniversary. Maybe it's just because Nintendo has so many IPs that, you know what, you might as well wait for 20 years for it to matter. Remember Donkey Kong? I think Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary is this year as well. Let's not forget DK. Like the original arcade Donkey Kong game. Pretty sure the 40th anniversary is this year. We also have the 35th anniversary of Metroid. Can't overlook that. We could get Metroid something, even if it's not Prime 4, something, because it's Metroid's 35th. Now, Nintendo has not really ever truly celebrated an anniversary for Metroid. But you know what? This is a new Nintendo. We have Shintaro Furukawa leading the ship. who really knows what Nintendo's plans are? You know? I didn't think they were going to do all this crazy stuff for the 35th anniversary of Mario. Sure, I thought there would be merchandise. I thought there would be possibly a collection pack. I didn't know it was going to be 3D All-Stars. I didn't expect Mario 35. I thought they would port, Super Mario 3D World. I didn't expect the Bowser's Fury mode. All of this was done to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Mario, and I didn't expect that. So, we'll see what they do this time around. Epic Mickey remakes? Dude, that first Epic Mickey was great. I got a review copy. It was like back when I ran Zelda Informer. I got some reason they sent me a review copy of Epic Mickey. It has nothing to do with Zelda. No idea to this day why I got it. Man, was Epic Mickey great. Epic Mickey 2? You can kind of see why they stopped making the games. It wasn't a horrible game. It just, Epic Mickey set the bar. And Epic Mickey 2 was like down here. Like it wasn't it didn't have a fair fight. But Epic Mickey, the original, was great. People still want those Mother 3 ported over. Zelda 35th anniversary would be a collection pack of the CDI trilogy. Wouldn't that be sweet? Like, I know the CDI trilogy isn't good. I've played all 3 of them. Like, on original Philips CDI hardware. I've played all of them, not just emulated. Like, they're not good. They're not good games. They're not as bad as people, like, fear that they are, but they're also not good. Like, think of your least favorite core Zelda game. I don't know what it is for you guys. Is it Zelda 2? Is it Triforce Heroes? I have no idea. Whatever your least favorite Zelda game, it's like miles ahead of any of the CDI games. Like, maybe like even Hotel Mario, which was okay on Philips CDI. They're all better than that. Obviously, we had that Resident Evil rumor out there. Resident Evil Outbreak. That could be talked about here. No reason they couldn't. I mean, I think they're trying to focus marketing on Resident Evil Village right now. But Resident Evil Village isn't coming to Switch, as far as we're aware. Maybe a streaming version will. I don't know. But right now, as far as we're aware, Resident Evil Village isn't coming to Switch. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to announce the Switch-timed exclusive version of Resident Evil Outbreak. Because it won't really have anything to do with the marketing for Village, since they're not going to be on the same platforms. Now, I would rather hear that, hey, we're at least going to get a streaming version of Village. I would like a full version, but if we're not going to get that, I'm okay with, like, I would rather have a streaming version of a game on Switch than not have the game available at all. Now, granted, I'm just going to buy the game on other platforms because I have other options. But if I didn't have other options, I might consider getting those games on Switch. I have really good internet at home, so my experience with Control and other streaming games with Switch has been, hey, it works fine, works good. But I also have really good internet, and I don't have any connection issues with my Switch and my router like some people do. How likely is a new 3D Mario? They did announce Mario Maker 2 soon after the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe release. So what if they're announcing 3D Mario after Bowser's Fury release? Entirely possible. I've talked about it. We could see a Mario Odyssey 2. The Odyssey team has been doing something. Remember, they haven't put out a game, the Odyssey team, the team that made it, hasn't done anything since the Luigi mode added to Odyssey back in like early 2018. That team's doing something. And Odyssey is such a massive success. Never got major DLC. It feels like the reason it didn't get major DLC is because, hey, we're going to make a new game. We have too many ideas. Too many ideas. Time to make a new game. Josh Coleman says, I literally just got up for school. Man, what time is it for you? It's like 11:30 over here, a.m. And I saw this on my recommended, and tears were brought to my eyes. I'm so hyped. Yeah, dude. We're literally having a Nintendo Direct. Literally. I'm still in shock myself that this is a thing. You mean Outrage? Outbreak? Outrage? Is it Outrage? Outbreak? I don't even... You're right. It's probably Outrage. White Umbrella, thank you for the correction. You're probably right on that. I'll have to double check. Pretty sure that you are right on that front, though. Sounds right to me. You're right. Outbreak had... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I get it confused. Similar names, but Outbreak and Outrage are two different things, of course. Please give us Mario Pinball Remake themes for the Switch. See, I make mistakes. I can cop to them. We're good. Thanks for calling me out. Your boy, a Fork Graph. What a great name. I had to shout that out just because of the name, Hyper Knight 033. Maybe we can see an update for 3D All-Stars that adds more things. I would like to see that, says Dealer Luigi. Maybe. Have I read the description of the Direct? Yes, I will read it again. But I'm going to read the Direct description right off YouTube. It says tune in. It says the same thing. Tune in at 2:17 at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 p.m. for me, for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 50 minutes of information focused on available games like Smash Bros. Ultimate and games coming to Nintendo Switch in the first half of 2020. Yeah, I've read it. What's your point? You got a point, Josh Coleman? Hey, we have another possibly verified YouTuber in the chat. MW Sylveon says Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Why not? Why not? Oh, Smash is going to be in it. I don't think Smash is going to make up a huge part of the presentation. No more than 10 minutes. I don't think it'll be any more than 10 minutes on Smash. They're going to reveal a new character. It's the only thing they could really reveal, at this point. That'll get people really hyped as a new character. So, but I'm glad that that's not like a whole Smash Direct. We've had a lot of Smash Directs over the last year. It'd be nice to not have a huge focus on it. Although, announce the character. A character is going to be hype. If it's a character people really want, it's going to be really hype. I want Mario Galaxy 3 to come out already. Yeah, I don't know that Mario Galaxy 3 is ever going to happen. But hey, hold out hope. Who knows? Nintendo beats to the beat of their own drum, so maybe they will. Breath of the Wild 2 March. Mario plus Rabbids 2. Nintendo Prime for Smash Bros. Yeah, get my new logo in there. You guys see the logo on the thumbnail? Get that new logo into Smash. Be a bouncing bomb that every time it explodes, it says Nintendo Prime. Hornet from Silksong. Have they? I don't think they've really truly put a full indie character into Smash, have they yet? I know we have costumes, but I'm thinking of the Smash roster. Is there a character I'm forgetting about that is literally a traditional indie studio character? MLB The Show? Yeah, that's a possibility too, because MLB The Show is multi-platform now. And they talked about, thank you for bringing that up, Brian. It's possible MLB The Show gets shown off because it's been revealed for Xbox, and it's possible there's going to be a Switch version, but they were waiting for a Direct. That happens sometimes with third-party games where it's like, hey, look, there is going to be a Switch version, but we'll wait for a Direct if they know a Direct is coming and Nintendo's already talked to them. Ning Games says, do you think we could get an Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages remake from Grezzo using the same engine as Link's Awakening? Possibly. I would like to see them maybe not beat that engine to death, but it's possible, yeah. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons and the Minish Cap, the three Capcom games, three Capcom Zelda games, are very underrated. And I would like to see them come back the way they gave treatment to Link's Awakening for sure. There's an eShop sale in the UK set to happen after Direct. Oh yeah, there's almost Nintendo has sales that go up after Directs a lot of times. So I'm not surprised that there is Cuphead for Smash. If I'm being honest, if we ever get a new Zelda game besides Breath of the Wild sequel, well, we're going to someday. They're not just, even if they do a third Breath of the Wild game, there's eventually going to be a non-Breath of the Wild game made. I want it to be a continuation of New Hyrule that was founded in Spirit Tracks. Yeah, we haven't really had a game take place after that, have we? Then again, you could argue Breath of the Wild takes place after all of them, so yes, we have. But yeah, it depends on. I'm pretty sure Breath of the Wild is the new Hyrule they have set up to use for the future, even if they're not sequels to Breath of the Wild. I'm pretty sure almost every Zelda game in the future is going to take place after Breath of the Wild. I could be wrong. They could go back. Nintendo can do anything they want, but I just had this feeling, 20 million in sales, they're staying on the path Breath of the Wild is set up. There's not even another Zelda game that could spit and hit the sales of Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess. You literally got boot stomped launch week. Breath of the Wild is that game changing for the Zelda series. I don't see them walking away from the world that's set up for a long time. I'm thinking the plans for Zelda. They're going to make a new top-down Zelda game, I think, someday. So that will happen. But you know what I mean. Like in terms of the big open world 3D Zelda games, I don't see them going back in time. Could be wrong though. Who knows? Plants vs. Zombie game will be announced in the Direct. That's possible. Plants vs. Zombies always makes sense on Switch. Same with like the Sims. I'm surprised we don't have like the current version of Sims on Switch. Just makes too much sense. I don't know why they wouldn't do it. It'd be the best portable version of Sims, better than the one on our phones. Because I have Sims on my phone. It's not very good. I'd rather have like the actual Sims game, but mobile. Maybe that's just me. Some rumors have said that the Super Mario Odyssey team have been working on a new Donkey Kong game. That's possible. I mean, they might get a Donkey Kong game. That's cool. It's possible. 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong's this month. Do you think there could be a new Conker game? Who said that? Binks. Dude, there could always be a new Conker game. There's not going to be. Microsoft controls that, but it'd be nice. Thank you so much, Clayton Miller, $2. Super Chat says, hoping for Splatoon spinoff, Splatoon 3. Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Now, I'm curious about Splatoon. See, if you go off of what they've done with it so far, we had Splatoon on Wii U, Splatoon 2 on Switch. It feels almost like Smash or Mario Kart, right? You get one game in the series per generation. But it's such a new series, and the Wii U flopped so hard. How do we know Splatoon 2 wouldn't have just came out on Wii U if Wii U was successful? How do we know? It very well could have came out on Wii U if Wii U was successful. So we can't really dismiss the fact that Splatoon 3 could happen. And they've been kind of ramping up support for Splatoon 2 after saying, oh, we're done with it like a year ago. Now they're like, oh, we have a couple new Splatfests, we have this and that. Why are they like trying to make Splatoon players come back? Maybe because of Splatoon 3 is coming out this year. There's a good little theory out there for you guys, if you want to think about that. People wanting more Donkey Kong Country games. I mean, we haven't had what Tropical Freeze was 7 years ago, I think, right? Or was it 6 years? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 7 years ago. So I mean, I know Retro Studios was the one making all those games, but I mean, maybe somebody else took up the mantle. Who knows? I mean, Nintendo did buy the company that made Luigi's Mansion 3 because the founders finally wanted to sell it, and Nintendo's like, yeah, we're not going to let Rare happen. We're buying you up. Plus, they have some talent at that studio. Any Metroid fans in the chat? We need some Metroid 2. There's been some people bringing up Metroid. 2D Metroid was brought up earlier. That's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. I'm sure there's some people who hate Matt Pat in the chat that are just super cringing right now. Age of Calamity, Impa in Smash. I don't think that's going to happen. It would be cool, but I just don't think it's going to happen. A new Kirby game. So there's going to be a new Kirby game this year, right? I don't know if it's getting announced in this Direct, but if you guys go back and look, we've had like something new from Kirby every year for like 14 years or something. It's insane. There's always something Kirby. And last year, just when I thought we were finally going to have a year break from Kirby, we ended up getting some weird multiplayer Kirby thing. Like, Kirby has been annualized at this point. All right? It's not like Call of Duty annualized because it's not like a big AAA game most of the time. But, man, they have annualized the hell out of Kirby. We're clearly getting something from Kirby this year. They told us we're getting something from Kirby, really. So, I don't know if it's going to happen in this Direct, but we're getting something. Like, they're probably going to be some sort of random summer release for a Kirby game, just to throw it out there. And it'll probably sell like 500,000 units or whatever. Kirby games just come out every single year. I don't know why. They must just be really cheap to make. That's my guess, is like, they can't be making that much money on these Kirby games. They don't sell a ton, but Kirby equals best Nintendo character. Well, I mean, it is Sakurai's baby. He completely original creation by Masahiro Sakurai back in the HAL Lab days. So it is his original character. That's why he's always one of the lead characters in Smash. Story-wise, he's always one of the lead characters. They're not announcing the Switch Pro. So some people have said, hey, look, it's 50 minutes long. Is Nintendo going to drop a hardware reveal? You can't outright dismiss that possibility just because Nintendo keeps denying that they're going to do it. Nintendo denied all their other hardware revisions as well and then dropped an announcement. So it's always possible that they could announce the Switch Pro tomorrow. Especially if it's coming out in like a month. Like if it's going to come out right before Monster Hunter Rise. Because there's been a lot of people who have commented, hey, Monster Hunter Rise ran pretty good in the demo, but like it didn't look quite as good as the trailers. Maybe that's because they're running it on Pro hardware. I don't know. So it's possible that they could announce a Pro tomorrow to release a month from now. You know, they waited as long as they could. They waited till the new Mario Switch came out. They didn't want to dent Switch sales. And then they're like, hey, look, we need to keep momentum going. While sales are not dipping, per se, with Switch. Hey, you know what the best time traditionally to release hardware revisions has been in the history of video games? When you're at the peak of current hardware sales. Because you just make the peak last longer and the tail off take longer as well. Because now all those people that bought Switches the last couple of years are starting to look at Switch Pro, Switch Pro, Switch Pro. And by the way, a Switch Pro doesn't make the Switch you have it relevant. Every game is going to be on both. But again, I don't think we're getting a Switch Pro announcement tomorrow. I think we will get one this year. I think it will happen for the holiday period. But could be wrong. Nintendo does whatever the hell they feel like doing. I'm just glad we're getting a Nintendo Direct. I think all of us, the 250, 260 plus people in the chat, all of us can agree. We're just happy we're getting a Nintendo Direct, right? Like, legit, we're just happy. I hope that's how you feel. That's how I feel. I feel just happy. You could tell at the end of the video I made, if you stayed to the end on my Nintendo Direct news video, that like I just got really giddy at the end because I'm like, it's hard for me to fathom this is happening because it's been so long. Like literally since before I had a heart attack in 2019 is the last time. When I was a big roly-poly-oly boy was the last time there was a Nintendo Direct. Pretty hyped. Mr. Weirdo Man says, like, the next mainline Kirby is something I'm excited about. Star Allies was the end of the games that followed Return to Dreamland, and now they are experimenting off the wall. We'll see. You could say it's the last one for the follow-up, the Return to Dreamland, or they just keep milking it. I have no idea. We can't ever really say what they're going to do with Kirby. Sometimes you get a banger Kirby game. Sometimes you just get another, hey, it's another all right Kirby game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I did enjoy Star Allies, but it obviously wasn't like one of those games that when you start thinking of, oh man, let me think of the games I remember most from Kirby. The Star Allies isn't the one that just pops to your mind. At least not for me. Maybe it does for you. Obviously, Return to Dreamland's always going to have a high spot in many Kirby fans' hearts because it was a very important game and a really great game at the time. It didn't feel like a lesser game than other AAA games at the time. Arms is dead. I don't think Arms is dead. The guy who headed up Arms basically confirmed in Arms 2 is happening. You guys realize that Arms sold like 2 to 3 million copies. It sold over 2. It sold 2 to 3 million copies. That would make it one of the best-selling fighting games in the fighting game genre. Yeah, it's no Smash Bros, but no fighting game is Smash Bros. Compare it to Street Fighter. Compare it to SNK. Compare it to other fighting games. Arms is actually like right there as one of the best-selling fighting games in the genre. There's going to be an Arms 2. It's going to happen. Now, Arms 2 will largely determine if Arms was a success. Does it sell enough copies? But I'm just telling you, Arms itself was a very successful fighting game. Not everything's going to be Smash Bros. It was a very successful fighting game. There's clearly going to be an Arms 2. I don't know when, but there's going to be an Arms 2. Are people trying to say they donated money but didn't? I mean, I could tell who donated and who didn't. I have literally a feed that tells me if people donated or not. I'm just wondering what the 8th Arc noticed in the chat the chat's moving so fast, I can't always keep up with everything. But I can see all the donations on my end. Thank you so much to Eric TV and Will Fawn Dude for following over on Twitch. For those who don't know, the stream tomorrow, I am going to be live streaming I'm going to be live streaming my Nintendo Direct reaction on Twitch and YouTube. So if you want like a smaller community, head over to my Twitch channel. A little bit smaller, a little more personable. If you want to be along with the big crowd of 300, 400, 500, 1,000 plus, whatever we end up on our stream for Nintendo Direct, stay right here on YouTube. It's just harder for me to read all your comments. But either way, I'll be streaming on both platforms. It's too big of an event. I got to co-stream on both. Heck, I'm even debating on streaming it also over on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page with like 60,000 plus likes for Nintendo Prime. Could stream it over there as well, just for the hell of it. Probably won't. But I'm just saying I could. Yeah, people are legit saying I donated $10,000, which I can say I don't even have that much in my account. Dude, if somebody donated $10,000, I would literally fall backwards in this chair. And I would just, as soon as I confirm the money has cleared and it's sitting there in my PayPal or in one of my banks, I would just sit there and be like, all right, here's the deal. We're giving away 3 PlayStation 5s right now. We're giving away 4 of the Mario Red Nintendo Switches right now. Let's go. We're doing it right now in this stream. Everyone type 1 in the chat. Like, because I'm generous. That would still, by the way, leave a ton of money left over for me. But I'm just saying that, like, nobody's giving me 10K. The only hope for 10K is that Mr. Beast randomly recording some video where he's giving away money shows up to my stream and decides, what a nice guy. Here's 10,000. That's like the only chance. It's like a random Mr. Beast appearance. I don't even know. I don't think Streamlabs would take a $10,000 donation. I'm pretty sure Streamlabs doesn't have an upper limit. So that would be how he'd have to donate. Question for Nintendo Prime. Is it a Link or no? Zelda, what does that mean? Female Link? Is that what that's supposed to mean? Guys, we're not actually doing a giveaway. You don't type 1 in the chat. There's no giveaway happening. That was if somebody legitimately donated $10,000. That was if somebody legitimately donated $10,000. I'm not actually giving anything away right now. Are people really believing that's a thing? They only caught part of what I said. Oh man, I heard he's doing that. Type 1 in the chat. Like, no, just don't. Real human. You better stop spamming before you end up getting blocked. And it won't even be me. It'll be one of the mods that'll do it. I don't know what you mean by Zilink. Is that supposed to be a female Link? I'm not sure what you mean. You feel like I should because I'm a big Zelda fan, and I've seen that used before, but I never really understood what it meant. Streamlabs taking... No, Streamlabs doesn't take that big of a cut, guys. Streamlabs cut is like 0.2%. It's really small. I'll allow that. We got pre-teak card saying, what about effing Hollow Knight Silk Song? I'll be watching that presentation upside down. Who knows? I don't know. They usually don't have too many indie games in these kind of directs, but you never know. So you're talking about what's realistic. Forget about realism. What one game would be the best announcement for you? Say it's releasing in April. What game would be best for me? One second. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Let me just. This is just. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I got to make sure I do this right. Just give me a second here. Dang it. It's too spread out. All right. So I used to have an entire shelf of Zelda stuff. You know, I also have like this. This is an Ocarina of Time. This is a press shirt. This was sent with my my copy of Ocarina of Time 3D for 3DS. I got this as a press. This came with my press copy. I'm gonna fit in that shirt one day, by the way. I can almost fit in it now, but I got to lose probably another 20 pounds. I got my Breath of the Wild E3 shirt. In case you didn't know, if I could have any game I possibly want for April, it's Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time. When Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, go out and look up Nintendo Prime Breath of the Wild 2 reaction. Type it in on YouTube and watch what happened. Watch what happened. I have it up as a separate video. It's got a bunch of views. Watch what happened. There is no doubt what game, if I could choose any game I ever wanted to come out in April, what game I would choose. And I was going to show off, I had a whole shelf of Zelda, but now my Zelda stuff's kind of all spread around. So, but you can see some. Like I got that Zelda art thing there. I got Ganon, the Wind Waker Ganon here. I got a little Toon Link that I got from a kid. I got as a Christmas gift from I used to do after school care. So I was like an after school teacher, and for Christmas, one of them got me that little link back there, and also Zelda Yahtzee, which is around somewhere, came from. Oh, it's up there on the shelf. You can't see. I got Zelda Yahtzee from someone as well that I used to be a little after school teacher for. Did anyone think Halo Master Chief Collection was coming to Nintendo Switch? Phil Spencer said last year it wasn't happening. As long as Nintendo declines the Xbox ecosystem with Switch, it won't happen. Yeah, that's the one thing. I think Microsoft would be willing to bring Master Chief Collection over, but it's also like Nintendo doesn't want to run Xbox on their platform. I know there was like some rumors a while ago that Nintendo was considering letting Xbox run, but they've obviously probably gone against that. So just like with Sony that won't let it run, Nintendo won't either. So I don't think Master Chief Collection is going to happen. It would be a surprise if it did. I'm cool with that. But Outrage is on the same level of money to develop as Code Veronica is. That is not actually what the rumor says. They said, okay, so it's a strange rumor from Dust Golem, who's been really accurate at everything. Like, he told us everything about Monster Hunter Rise, and then was confirmed once Monster Hunter Rise was announced. Like, he legitimately is one of the best Capcom insiders there is. He said it's a Code Veronica level game. But then when he talked specifically about how much money they spent developing it, they said they spent almost as much money developing this game as Resident Evil Village. He compared the money spent to make it as comparable to Village. But then he said it's a Veronica level game, which some people don't even really think a Veronica level game is that big of a deal. Veronica is, some people actually have it lower than the Revelation games. So I'm not really sure that comparing it to Veronica was maybe a good thing to do, because I think it kind of de-hyped people a little bit. I think just sticking with the, hey, it has the same budget as Village, unless maybe, you know what, it might have that budget but still not be that good. I have no idea. Also, apparently it looks really good. Apparently it looks like, for a Switch game, it's like one of the best looking Switch games out there. Now, it is using RE Engine, just like Monster Hunter Rise. And by the way, Monster Hunter Rise is already one of the best looking Switch games. So, who's 39? Oh, people that always think that Rich is my dad. And I always think it's funny when people are like, Rich from Review Tech USA is Nintendo Prime's dad. I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, literally, we could have almost been in high school together. He's within, like, I think he's 39. I'm 34. Going to be 35. Literally, there's a chance he could have been a senior in high school, and I could have been a freshman in high school, and we could have been in the same high school. I don't understand. Like, I have gray in my dang beard. Like, what? How young do people think I am? Or how old do they think he is? He's not actually that old, and I'm not actually that young. I'm not super old either, but I mean, I'm not Mr. Youth over here. I know the gray down here doesn't always come through on the camera very well too, but it's there. It's there. It used to bother me, but now I kind of feel like it kind of makes me a little distinguished. Plus, it helps the rest of my beard comes in nice and thick and even and dark. I'm his brother. I don't even know him. I've talked to him like one time ever. He mentioned me in one of his videos, so I showed up to one of his live streams, and he's like, "Oh, hey, that's Nintendo Prime," and then that was like the extent of it. Literally, I've never talked to the guy. He's definitely not my brother. The baldness, yeah. See, I'm not gonna be bald. I'm gonna have this thick head of hair, like forever. Based on my genetics and my family, I would have already been balding like years ago if I was gonna be bald. So I got the other side of the family, which keeps their hair like forever. So you thought I was your age? And since I will say this too. Since I started losing weight, people have thought I'm younger and younger and younger. And when I get to my ideal weight, when I lose about another 60, 70 pounds, when I hit that point and I shave, people are going to think I look like I'm in my 20s, mid-20s at the latest. Because once you shave after you lose a bunch of weight, you look so young. So that's if I ever shave. Maybe I never shave. Maybe I just keep this going the rest of my life. I could. It'll just eventually be all gray someday, but I have 10 seconds to list my top 5 Zelda games. Go. Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Zelda 2. I'd probably swap out Twilight Princess for a different game, but quick 5, first 5 that came to my head. Have I ever met Stuttering Craig or any of the Screw Attack crew? Nope. The only people I've met that anyone would know, I have met Bob Wolf from Wolf Den. Met him at E3. I met Super Metal Dave, for anyone who knows who he is. He's a smaller YouTuber. I met... technically I met Angry Joe, but he probably doesn't remember me. This was a long time. This was like 2016, and it was literally a passing, hey man, you know, he had no idea who I was. I wasn't, you know, I didn't have really any following at that time on YouTube. I have met the Nintendo Cade people, so Evelyn and stuff. I've met those guys. For anyone who knows who they are. That's maybe it. I don't think I've really met anybody else. There's been other... I'm trying to think. I'd have to go back to my E3 vlogs and see. I feel like there's at least 2 other YouTubers I met. I mean, Bob Wolf's probably the biggest YouTuber that actually knows who I am and I met. Like, he follows me now on Twitch and everything. And if I was ever streaming after he was streaming, he would probably raid my channel and stuff. Bob Wolf's a good guy. He's always been legit with me. He's never judged me too harshly for my mistakes. He knows that everyone makes mistakes. Imagine you shave then get ID'd asking to buy drinks. Yeah. I'd love it. If people think I'm under 21 or look close enough to 21, they have to ask. Zelda 2, what about Spirit Tracks? Spirit Tracks is up there. Phantom Hourglass is my lowest rated Zelda game. Spirit Tracks is like legitimately in my top 10. We need a Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sequel. I don't know if we're going to get that, though, Luke, because we know Retro Studios is working on Metroid. Halo Master Chief Collection on Switch might fail because Nintendo fanboys hate Halo. I don't think that holds much water. Like, if you look at fanboys, quote-unquote fanboys of any system, they hate on all other systems. But if they get those games, they're going to buy them. There are so many Sony fanboys that hate on Zelda, but if Breath of the Wild was on PlayStation, they would buy it. None of that crap holds water. Fanboys say a lot of stupid shit. They really do. Like, it's funny when people accuse me of being a fanboy, and I'm like, but I don't act like a fanboy. I'm a Nintendo fan. I'm a Nintendo enthusiast, absolutely. But, like, I don't praise them like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread and then trash everything else. Like traditional fanboy. Like, I don't do that. I own an Xbox Series X. I play it. I love it. I have Game Pass. I game on PC. The moment I can get myself a PlayStation 5, I'm going to have a PlayStation 5, and we probably loving that too. I don't really understand the mentality, and I don't think it really has anything to do with overall sales once games do come to certain platforms. Or if games come. Like, in some cases, obviously, exclusive Nintendo games are not going to Sony. Exclusive Sony games are not coming to Nintendo. Microsoft seems a little bit more open with some things. But I wouldn't call myself a Nintendo fanboy. So, like, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, clearly. I mean, I named the channel Nintendo Prime. I have a lot of Nintendo stuff back. But even, like, in the shot, you'll see I got an Xbox Series X right here. That's what that box is. You'll see I got some PC hardware here. You know, I got, you know, a rather decently expensive motherboard here. I got the Ryzen CPU back there. I got, well, at Xbox One Xbox over here, but you can't see it. I got 3 Switches, though. So, I mean, there's that. You know, Apple TV 4K, which you can also game on. They have a gaming app on there. Like, I game on everything. I feel, anyways. I feel like I game on everything. Maybe I'm wrong. The only thing I don't have right now is a PlayStation 5. I need to get one. But I feel like I'm an everything gamer. There's not really anything I don't play. Or wouldn't be willing to play. If anything, I like PC gaming a ton. And I don't really talk about... Well, I've been including PC gaming news when it exists. in my Prime News episode. So I've been sprinkling some PC gaming in. I know it's not huge on my channel, so getting individual videos on PC gaming is a bit harder to do. But including it in Prime News, I got no problem with that. I'll put all the PC gaming news I want in Prime News. Game Pass blows. There's something like 30 sports and racing games on Game Pass. All right. I'm going to go grab the Xbox Game Pass list. I use Game Pass like crazy. Game Pass game list. I don't have my Xbox Series X downstairs right now. It's actually upstairs. So I'm going to just go to the Xbox official website and go to the Game Pass library. All right. So, Game Pass library. Just starting with, let's just go with most popular. All right. We have Minecraft, of course. We have Forza Horizon 4. There's a sports game for you. Rainbow Six Siege Deluxe Edition. FIFA 20. Sports game. Now, one thing to note about some of these sports games, they just added EA Play. EA Play is now part of Game Pass. So, Sea of Thieves. Destiny 2. Ark Survival Involved. Battlefront. Battlefront 2. Halo the Master Chief Collection. Gears 5. Gears 5 plus Gears Hivebusters. Madden 20. Dead by Daylight. Alice Madness Returns. Skate 3. Skyrim. Battlefield 5. UFC 3. The Explorers Edition of Ark Survival Evolved. Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo Reach, Halo the Master Chief Collection, a different version, Forza 7, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition, State of Decay 2, Descenders, which I guess is a bicycling game. You can count that as 6. Look how many games I've listed off, and I've only hit 6 sports games. There are so many games. Grounded, Subnautica. You look at recently added, The Falconeer, The Medium that just came out, which by the way is really good. Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age, Jurassic World Evolution, Stealth 2, Project Winter, Yakuza 4, Yakuza 5, Yakuza 3, Donut County, Control, Ghost of a Tale, Prison Architect, Desperados, Cyber Shadow. Like, there's a ton of great games on Game Pass. To boil it down as, there's 30. I just named more than 30 games that aren't sports games, and that's just the tip of what's on Game Pass. Game Pass has so many games. So many. Yeah, there's a lot of sports games. There's a lot of every kind of game. Just in case you weren't aware. And a lot of those sports games now are just EA games. Because they have EA games on their thing now. So EA Play is now part of Game Pass. I use Game Pass all the time. I literally have, outside of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I have not purchased another game for my Xbox Series X. Haven't needed to. I can play it all. Through Game Pass. I say that I was gifted NBA 2K21. Otherwise, I would have bought NBA 2K21. So I got that as a gift. But otherwise, everything else I play on my Xbox was, yeah. There's only It's Me Reads. Like, yeah, there's 30 sports games. But there's so many other good games on Game Pass. To boil it down to that is like just trying to find a way to insult something, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with sports games. They might not be your cup of tea, but obviously there's a big audience that likes them. I like Madden and NBA 2K, so I play them. Everyone likes what they like. Half the good games you named, I beat way before it came to Game Pass. So, what's your point? Congratulations? Am I supposed to be upset that Microsoft has games on Game Pass that you've beaten? I don't know what you want me to say. The promise of Game Pass is all future exclusive games to the Xbox ecosystem will be there. So, as an example, Age of Empires 4 will be there. The Medium was the most recent exclusive release. Was there. Halo, the next Halo game will be there. All the games Microsoft announced last year are going to be there. All those Bethesda games will be there. Like, I don't know what you are getting upset with Game Pass about. The only thing to really be upset with Game Pass is that Microsoft doesn't have a massive back catalog of exclusive games, which they don't. We know that. So, there's not really any reason to be critical of Game Pass. You don't have to have it. You don't have to own an Xbox. It's okay. Play your Switch, play your PlayStation, play your PC, play whatever you want to play. You buy an Xbox and don't get Game Pass. I'm just saying that there's not really a reason to insult Game Pass because you've beaten a lot of the games on it. It's like, okay, that's fine. Game Pass is also going to get all future new games on Xbox that are platform exclusive or Xbox exclusive, I guess is the way to put it. What's your point? What's the point of insulting it? You want proof? We just got the medium. Did you beat that already? Cool. Congratulations. Hope you got it on Game Pass and didn't spend $60, since you don't have to spend $60 to play and beat the game if you have Game Pass. Just that game alone can justify the purchase of Game Pass for like 3 months. But again, I want Nintendo to have a Game Pass. I think Game Pass is a great thing. But I don't think anyone else is going to do it but Microsoft. And I think Microsoft's doing it because they get along with their xCloud they have coming up. They're going to combine the services, I bet, at one point. xCloud and Game Pass will be the same thing. So right now it's Game Pass Ultimate that combines Gold and Game Pass. It's going to be Ultimate that also includes xCloud. So I think you're going to see all their services put together in one package eventually. Yeah, dude, Skyrim's on everything. Remember when you could play parts of Skyrim on Alexa, Amazon Alexa for a little bit? It's what the hell, dude? Skyrim's just funny. Just got that meme going. Skyrim's on it. I think Skyrim's going to be released on every single platform till the end of time, just to keep the meme going that Skyrim's on everything. What Microsoft buying all the studios does is not stop physical games on other consoles. It stops Microsoft owned studio games ever going to PlayStation Now Plus. It's the war of the gaming subservices. Pretty much. Plus, it gives more value to Xbox. When they buy up Bethesda and they stop releasing games on PlayStation, it only increases the value of the Microsoft platform. Because it's oh, you want to play Starfield. Oh, you want to play the next Elder Scrolls game. Guess what? You got to buy an Xbox system, or you have to invest in the Xbox ecosystem and get Game Pass. Or play it on PC, of course. Either way, Microsoft wins. Because if you're playing on PC, it's probably going to be on a Windows computer. So at the end of the day, Microsoft is just trying to increase the value of their brand. Not just make as much money as possible. People are when they spent $7.5 billion, they have to release these games multi-platform. No, they don't. They don't have to do any of that. They never have to release a multi-platform. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. They make the money to pay for that purchase in a single quarter at Microsoft. They don't need to release it multi-platform to justify the purchase. And Phil Spencer said that as well. We don't have to go multi-platform to justify buying ZeniMax Studios. We could just increase the value of our brand, which is entirely what they've been trying to do. Make it so it's almost undeniable that every person who's a gamer should have access to Xbox games in one way or another. Whether you own an Xbox, whether you're using Game Pass, whether it's on PC, in one way or another, they want every gamer, regardless of what platform you're on, to be invested in their ecosystem. And I feel like they're doing a pretty good job of making a compelling argument. And that compelling argument's only going to get better as the years go on. I'm not a Smash fan. Don't dislike it, but never got into it. I guarantee at least half of the Direct will be solely Smash updates. I don't think so, J-Pat. I think you're wrong. I don't think it's going to be we have a 50-minute Direct, and we're going to give, what was that, 25 minutes of it to Smash? I don't think so. I don't think you're getting any more than 5 minutes of Smash. Here's the thing. Sakurai likes to have his own events. You're going to get 5 minutes of Smash, and they're going to tell you, hey, go out and watch the Sakurai Presents. Remember, Sakurai does a Sakurai Presents after every new character is revealed. So when they reveal the new character, that's it. Go watch Sakurai Presents if you want more. They literally do that every time, even when it's a Smash Direct. They still say, go watch Sakurai Presents. So I don't think you're seeing 25 minutes spent on a new character reveal. There's going to be a new character reveal. You're going to get 5 minutes of it, and then they're going to send you off to a Sakurai Presents that's going to happen later in the day or the next day if you want more information on that character. It's just what they always do. I don't think you need to worry that it's 25 minutes. Not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying I don't think it's likely just because it's the one game name. They were just giving an example of a game that's going to have an update in the thing. They're just giving you an example. Animal Crossing is going to have an update on it as well, I'm sure. Right? Age of Calamity is probably going to have its DLC announced. It was just giving you an example of a former game that's going to get an announcement during the Direct. Splatoon Battle Royale would be so funny. I don't think they could have 100 unique colors, though. I mean, there's more than 100 unique colors out there. It just wouldn't be good for colorblind people. That I could say. It would not be good for colorblind people because too many of the colors would look too similar to them if you're colorblind. But there is more than 100 unique colors out there. Just think about how many shades of every color there is. Love to see some AC updates. Yeah, I mean, some people think that this is where we're getting Animal Crossing DLC. Not just like, the free updates they release, but actual DLC. Possible. It will have been like a year. It feels like, okay, yeah, it's been a year. Animal Crossing's like the biggest thing on the platform. Of course we're going to make DLC. So here you go. Always possible. Yeah, Battle Royale doesn't have to have 100 players. I think people feel that way because of what? Fortnite? And is also PUBG work that way? Does PUBG have 100? Not all of them have 100. I know that. Not every single Battle Royale has 100 players. Oh, we got a $10 tip from Steady Drop. Thank you so much for the $10 tip, helping us get that new audio equipment. We are one piece of equipment away from really bringing that Nintendo Prime podcast back at full tilt. Literally, it's an audio interface device I need to get both of my mics up and running. Steady Drop _EM says, just watch your 2019 E3 video. Bro, you lost so much weight. You look totally different person. Good shit, bro. Dude, whenever I feel discouraged, like let's say I cheat, okay? Everyone always cheats when you're losing weight, right? You're going to have your cheat days. You're going to have your cheat meals. You're going to one day grab a freaking quarter pounder randomly, or you're going to have a slice of pizza that you shouldn't have, or too much pizza. You're going to do something. What always helps you get back on the wagon, instead of getting discouraged and beating yourself up because, oh my God, I put 2 pounds back on, go look at old photos of yourself and be like, dude, look at where I was and look where I am now. It's okay if you cheated a little bit. Get back on that horse and kick ass. Go work out. Do better the next day. It's okay. You're allowed to still enjoy food. Just because you can't enjoy the foods you might love the most all the time doesn't mean you can't have them sometimes. It's okay. I mean, you just look at that old video. Like I might have been wearing this shirt even. I don't remember. But like dude, that video from E3 2019, man, I was a big ass boy. I'm a lot skinnier now. And it's not just the beard. Admittedly, a beard does help make your face look a little bit thinner. It does. But you can even tell, like, look at this. You can even, especially, see this? You can see the definition, and then my chin turns down. You couldn't see that definition in 2019. It was just a big blob like this. Triple chinning up, big blob. There was no definition to my face. Now I've got definition out the ass. Thank you so much. Are we going to finish this beer? Probably got like 3-4 shots left in this. You get 3 or 4 more donos. They don't have to be like $10. It'd be like $1. Let's just finish it off. What's your thoughts on DSP Gaming? I don't really watch his stuff. I know he's known as like a consummate e-bagger. I don't really know much about him. I've never watched his content. I'm vaguely aware of who he is, but I don't really know him. I can't really comment on much with content creators I don't pay attention to, you know? I know that a lot of people don't like him. That's about all I know. But I also know that despite a lot of people not liking him, he still has quite a few people that do watch him and quite a few people who do donate to him, so he's doing something right, I suppose, since he's still at it. But I have no idea. I don't really know him, so can't talk about people I don't know that well. I mean, yeah, I can. It just wouldn't be an informed conversation. My initial impressions are, I don't know. He doesn't look like based on the one time I think I caught one of his streams or a video or something, I don't know. His voice kind of annoyed me, so that's not like, I'm not trying to have offense at that either. Like, some people's voices just annoy others. My voice annoys some people, so It is what it is, you know. You can't help when certain voices like grate in your head and give you a headache. Like, it's not his fault. It just happens. Do you think the Direct will say anything about cloud gaming? There could be a cloud gaming announcement, like another game. I don't think Nintendo's going to offer a cloud gaming service. I think the way they released Control is how they're going to do it in the future. They're just going to do individual games. That's how they've done it in Japan this whole time. I think that's how they're going to do it now. Am I for the legalization of cannabis? Well, one, I stay out of politics. We don't really talk much politics. I try to stay out of it. So I'm not going to give my comment. I will just say I don't really care if you smoke some weed. It doesn't bother me. I don't do it. I have done it before, but I don't do it. I'm not a pot smoker. You want to smoke it? Be my guest. Just don't be stupid. Don't get behind a car. It does impair you. It's just like drinking and driving. Sure, go ahead and drink, but don't be dumb and get behind the wheel. Don't force it upon others, you know? And obviously, one nice thing if it was legal is that it would be less of a gateway drug, because it's not really a gateway drug, but because it's illegal, it leads to you being around other bad drugs. So then it's kind of like by proxy, like you're smoking weed and you're doing it illegally, it leads you to a high chance to be around people that are doing meth and crack and other things. So it's like a gateway in that if it's illegal, you're around other illegal substances. Versus it being legal, then you just like go to your local store and buy a pack or, you know, whatever. I don't even know how it works, to be honest. Like, I've been to Cali where it's legal and I have no idea how it works. I just know that everybody there has weed. Like, literally everywhere I go, I just smell pot everywhere. Some people don't even like the smell of pot, so that bothers them. But I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't like the smell of cigarettes, and yet, you know, you just get kind of used to it after you smell it so much. I wish more people these days admitted to a lack of information that led them to their opinion. I mean, I try to be fair. Like, when I do speak up on certain YouTubers, I always try to be like, look, I don't really know them. This is what I know as a content watcher. This is what I know, my personal quick take opinion. But, like, honestly, I don't know them. It's hard to, like, say much when I'm not even an avid watcher of some of these people that people ask opinions of. Like, I could talk about OJ a little bit. I could talk about Spawnwave, Bob Will. Like, but these are all people that I've associated with in the past, have talked to, have had on podcasts. Like, I obviously know them a bit better. But, like, I'm probably not going to have negative opinions of them either. So, like, people always try to ask me about guys they hope I have a negative opinion about. I feel like that's when those people come up. Well said. It also shows you all the information about it is wrong, so it makes you wonder what's right. Yeah, who knows? What's your opinion of Super Nintendo World? Looks cool. I made a video back during its opening. There really isn't much to say because I haven't been able to go. So, like, you cover the news about it, and then that's it. I mean, there were some leaked videos out there of the rides, but, like, I don't think the leaked videos do anything justice, so there's no point in showing them. And now I'm going to get an ass kicking, so I got to go. Thank you guys. My fiance. Are you ready to go work out? Is that what's going on?
No.
Because you don't look...
I have to go to the store.
You don't look like you're ready to work out. That's why I was like...
I said no, I'm not going to work out.
Oh, well, I'm working out. Anyways, all right, guys.
Where are you working
I got to talk to
Are you going to run to the YMCA?
Thank you for the $1 stare at me. Thank you, guys. I'll catch you later.